Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Zoro Fejisu and it's a pleasure to always be here. Thank you for all the subscriptions and the thumbs ups. Thank you for the comments, the sweet words. I really appreciate them. Thanks a lot. Um, Today I want to talk about job security in Canada and my own perspective to it because I saw a video on, is it TikTok or Instagram, where a lady was crying that she's applied for a lot of jobs, and then I don't know, you must have seen it if you were, an online person. Didn't get any responses to say maybe she didn't qualify or she was rejected based on this or anything. Like everything was just going solo, right? Everything was just solo. So a lot of people, I read lots of comments, and the truth is I like comment sections. I learned a lot from comment sections. See, all the things I learned about how to actually save in Canada, I learned from comment section because I don't know if I mentioned on my video that a friend of mine posted the things she got for free, and she said, "Oh yeah, the things I've gotten for free in Canada." And a lot of people in comment section were saying, oh yeah, you can also get from free from this group, and that was out, and this was way before I even came to Canada. So that was a short digression, and I'm just talking about the fact that comment sessions are actually very powerful sessions where you can actually gather ideas and see people's line of thought, right? So I checked through. A lot of people said, well, you can still get a job. A lot of people said, oh, that is how it is, oh, we don't have a job, oh, blah 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 blah. Me, I am never in the camp of the people that say, oh, we can never get a job, we can never do this. No, I'm not. Even if I've not gotten a job, I am not. Even if I've not gotten a job, I believe this is a process, right? Maybe I'm still not getting something right, or maybe there's something I'm also learning along this path. So I am not in that council at all. I'm not in that council. So now looking at that video and the lady, the way she was talking, I think she had a job prior. Maybe she got fired or something. But these things happen every day. I've seen people, being fired, and even in our own country, these things happen. I don't know why you're making it so much. Well, I want to presume, or let me say, I want to conclude, or not. Let me conclude. I want to deduce that it's probably because a lot of people enter my DM to say, "Oh, Tayo, they said, yeah, the Canada is said they need skilled immigrants to to fill the labor shortage, but yet you come to Canada and there's no job, blah 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 blah." And maybe that's why it's making the rounds like that. Maybe that's why a lot of people talk about these things so much, because these things happens everywhere. Job shortage happens everywhere, unemployment happens everywhere. So this things happen everywhere. Anyways, you now think of what could be happening. Why are people not getting jobs? And why are people, becoming homeless? All these things boil down to planning. And I'm not talking from the point of someone that hasn't gone through it, or that has not seen people go through it. I'm talking from the point of someone that's also gone through it, because it took me, like, I arrived in Canada July, and I didn't get a job until December. That I resumed at the later end of December. I knew there was a reason God had to make me wait, which is understand and peculiar to me. But I'm letting you know that these things are common, and it is not like the this whole thing was just supposed to fall on you. You're probably not getting something right. Now, I shared the story of how I got my job, and imagine us applying and just applying, and the basic things we didn't even know. We didn't know we're supposed to get CPR AD. We didn't know we're supposed to get our COVID test ready. We didn't know we're supposed to do a tuberculosis test, and all those things must have been highlighted in our resume. We didn't know. We didn't know all those things. So sometimes, so why not just getting some things right? And it seemed like, oh, Canada, I've applied online, I've done 1 million applications, nothing is coming back. I've seen people do applications, I've seen results, I've seen people say, oh, Taya, I eventually got that interview, and I'm going for it tomorrow. Oh, Taya, well, I got rejected, but I got another offer. I've seen testimonials of people that are resilient, and they're tenacious enough to say that, okay, I'm gonna see this thing through. And that is what we need to do. Like, the job is not gonna fall on our laps, right? The job is not good. And several strategies for us not to also end up homeless. I've said it, regardless of how much you bring to Canada. This system will test you. Hi. A family friend said when he newly came, when they say, oh, something is $500, he's buying it because it sounded to him like maybe 5,000 naira. He said it was later when he saw the way the money was depleting his account that it occurred to him that 500 naira is actually 500,000 naira. That it changed. It's a lot of money. I don't know where you're watching me from, if you're from my country or you just think about things like that. And then it dawned on him that, oh no, I was doing something wrong. Yeah. And that was what happened. It dawned on him and then it started slipping down. Thankfully, with the help of God, he got a job on time and, was able to cushion the living expense part. But imagine if they didn't get a job. Imagine. So please, please, please don't you ever think that you have enough money to come in here and squander, regardless of how much you brought, eh? Just if possible, go and put in a GIC, tell them to be giving you so amount in a month, or get somewhere to just lock it up. And then tell them to release so amount in a month. And then you know how to manage yourself. So now, how do we survive the non-job season? How do we survive the period whereby you're still, living from, and don't let me say living from mouth to mouth, but you're still uncertain of how you're going to replenish what you're spending. Now, a lot of people, like I see, even indigenes, I think it's their way of life, it's a culture. They're eager to leave their parents. Where I come from, we stay with our parents till we're getting married. Even when we have a job where in our parents, and when we start earning, our parents they are not asking you to bring your earnings, but these are ways whereby you can actually save. So you can imagine saving up your entire 1 month rent and 1 year rent, and might probably put into an investment that will start yielding for you till the time you are able to stand. And if you're a Welsh child, even if your parents is asking nothing of you, you go out, you say, oh mom, this is $300 for you to do some grocery shopping. It's a blessing too, because I'm a child of God, I'm a Christian, and it's part of when God says honor your father and mother. Even if your parents are not asking you to do anything, you want to give that aspect. So I'm telling my parent I'm earning, but I'm also assisting them in this way. Oh, what do we need in the house, mommy? This is how much I have to drop. It's a blessing, one, and you are also saving yourself a whole lot of things that are happening outside there and costs that you should have been incurring, right? So you can save up your money. Now look at how things are being done. Like I said, if you're looking for a job in this area, for example, in IT, maybe you want to become a data analyst. I saw a video of a lady that said all she did was watch videos of on YouTube about data analysis, and then she started talking to some people to give her a little project for her to sample, and then she started asking them for opinions, and that's how she landed a job, by putting things she has done out, a few things she worked on. Don't wait for somebody to come and say, okay, but at least now if they hire me, they will give me training. No, people are taking these things by the horn. Like, don't wait till, how can I say better? I mean, don't wait to think. See, gone are those days when you say, oh, but I finished, I have a degree, I have a master's, and when they hire me, they will give me on-job experience. No, go the extra mile. Man, people are doing online certifications, doing even physical courses to make sure that they are a step ahead. They are doing projects to show that, okay, this is what I have done. They are bringing the achievement to your face. And all you have is a degree. You need to learn how things have been done and things that will stand you out. A lot of people start by freelancing, like, okay, I'm doing this, and people start giving them projects. And through that, they can land that desired dream job that they've always wanted. So learn to see how things are being done. Several things to consider. And also, if you're probably married and you're coming into Canada and you're not a permanent resident yet, you might want to consider, do you want to bring your kids along? And if you're bringing your kids, don't say, no, let me come with my children, my husband will come later. No, see, these children will survive without you. If you want to come and you and your spouse are on good terms, come together, or you come first. Suffer all the suffer by yourself. Also get all the getting lost. And then when you're bringing them in, you know your way around. You've gotten a job. You're more settled. You have a clearer head. But if you're coming with your spouse, fantastic, you guys can work around it. But these are the things to consider, in trying to get a job. Because I remember for the longest, I was just praying to God, God, how will I handle my kids? God, I am praying that my husband gets this kind of job. My husband got an evening job earlier, and he works from 2 to like 10. So I'm like, God, if I work at night, how do we, work around, resuming to work at 10 and all that? Thankfully, God did it in such a way that he now got a job where he goes in the morning, comes back in the afternoon, and that pays me a lot. And I really loved it. So, like, there's several things to consider because now, because I have to pick my kids at 2. I've been thinking of, another second job because I stopped my second job. But I'm like, how would I even cope with that? Because when they are away, I want to, do some chores around the house. But my job is, I am comfortable for now with my job. But the fact that, they say something about when you're getting a large, a high sum of money in a place, the tax is much. I want to, work small here, so that my tax not be much. Don't mind me. But I'm still working in just one place for now, and I don't overdo. Believe me, I don't pack shifts. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Just one double shifts in a week. And that's it. That's on a lighter note, just digress. But there's several things to put into consideration. You consider your kids. And those are one of the reasons why some people have not got some kind of job because they're like, how will I survive with my kids? So these are things you consider in getting a job. Now, a lot of people don't want to start with companies that are paying low. I used to say, start anyhow. Why? First of all, you are gathering your Canadian experience class. Lest you forget that immediately you arrive in Canada, your time is counting. I mean, your 2 years is counting, your 1 year or your 3 years is counting. So don't say, I have time now. I still have 2 years. If I don't get this job now, all these things sum together will help you in the long run. So don't be all choosy, right? You need to start with something, and from there, that one thing I found is once you start, you have a Canadian experience, you most likely will not be out of job, most likely will never be out of job. So I equally saw another video that says that okay, all these things that are happening now is just because of the change in power, and these things happen when there's transition in political but in the political system. And another thing that I mentioned to someone was that, see, these things will even out over time. Now, imagine a company that has been producing for 10,000 people, and in that um, society, the population has doubled. Now, normally, maybe they only had 100 people that are providing for 10,000 people before. Now they will need more hands. So over time, businesses will open up to be able to fit in the population that is in Canada at the moment. So don't be scared. You will get a job, okay? You will get a job and you will get that dream job that you desire, and everybody will have fun and enjoy what they do. But in the meantime, if you have to, do some starting out job, some starting from the basis, just for you to be able to um attain some level of financial stability, to be able to sort day-to-day bills, please and please don't give up. I know you are not small from where you're coming from, but relocation is an entire new phase, like you're starting again. That's how it is. Like it's like when you uproot a particular plant and you're trying to place in a new soil. Come, you know how it works. It's not going to blossom. It will first, get tired and relax, and it will seem like it's gonna wither away. And then by the time it gets its root into the soil, come on, it starts blossoming and growing. And that's how you're gonna be. That's how everything is, because you're just newly uprooted from a place, and taken to a new place. So all you do is try to get watered and refreshed and nourished, that you will start blossoming. You'll get back on your feet. That's you're just gonna get back on your feet. So now, how are you supposed to position yourself? Look at all the sectors, especially in demand sectors. IT, IT. See, a lot of people talk about working from home. It's for real. A lot of people enjoy it. I don't know if I'm going to venture into it. Maybe, maybe not. But IT, but does it give quick PR? That I doubt. But if age is on your side, you can maximize express entry STEM category. but it's a good place for you to start earning good salary. Explore it and look at what it takes to outstand yourself, to position yourself strategically for that role that you're looking for. Now, health. Health is diversified, right? And one of the easiest and the most common that you see around is the PSW. You see, PSW, which is personal support worker, home support worker. It's diversified. But if you cannot do all those things, there's dietary aid. You can work as a kitchen assistant. You can work as a dietary aid, to dietitians in long-term care or even retirement or anywhere they make meals for the vulnerable. Um caregiving there's also case manager, there is social worker. All these are in health sector, so there are lots of things to explore. Don't just limit yourself. There's infection officer, there's occupation and safety officer. There's several things you can explore. There's massage therapists. Yes, all these people that do massage, you can explore all those things. But I think you have to get certified in Canada with all these things. So, but one of the easiest, like PSW, HSW, PSW, you need the PSW certificate. HSW, you do not need any certificates. You start with that, community care, home to home, and all those things. But additional online qualifications can give you a hedge ahead as well. So, also there's the engineering aspect. I've mentioned STEM. We have the accounting and finance. Interestingly, the CPA or CFA, I don't know. I'll check. They made a news, in collaboration with ICANN, that people that have ICANN can now work in Canada, things like that. And I'm like, oh, this would be very great if the medical association also come up with things like that. That people that have been licensed from Nigeria do not have to come here and start from doing support worker jobs, and they can work effectively. And I also believe that it's going to impact the Canadian health system. We hear news about having to wait for hours in an emergency because you have to see a doctor. Things like that will reduce because there will be more hands to apply to attend to people. So there's also the oil and gas sector. I know, people talk about all these things in Alberta and, places like that. I'm not familiar with it, honestly. I'm in Ontario and I don't have so much details about it. But if you want me to know, I can go and research about it. So, I saw the content creation aspects. People are making content and they are making lots of money from it. Like for me, it wasn't even about the money when I started content creation. It was like a divine instruction. So I did not have a clue until I started learning how to get better. And I realized that so people are making money in this thing. Hey, please help me subscribe so that I can also make money. So I'll stop packing shifts. Yeah, so people are making money and they're making good money. Like some people have literally not been working in Canada and all they do is content creation and they're making lots of money. I saw a lady that said, oh, how much I earn in Canada as a content creator in so much. I'm like, 5 digits in 1 month. That's a lot. And it's something that is another aspect that literally you're self-employed and you are going to gain a lot from it. So look into all those aspects. Look into nannying, childhood education, after school care for people, hospitality and tourism, event management, hotel and resort management, things like that. Also look into plumbing, look into things you can do like electricity, plumbing, carpentry. These things are like in demand in Canada. So honestly, I want to let you know that there are jobs in Canada. People are getting jobs every day. So when you come with a positive mindset. Just I've said it in a lot of my videos. A lot of people have told me when I came in, and I've also seen it, that people you relate with or people you listen to have a way of tweaking your perception, and they can either make you better or make you feel worse about your situation. So what am I trying to say? Try to enjoy your process. There's job in Canada. You're going to get that desired job. But while you're waiting for that desired job, if it's the survivor job that you get that's going to help you to get a PR, get you settled in Canada faster, do it and give yourself a timeline. Your eyes on the goal. Also think of businesses you can do so that by the time you get a permanent resident, you become an employer of labor, then you start employing people, and that way you're also reducing the number of the unemployed. You know, have the right skill. Have the right skill is very important. There is hope. There is hope for you. There is hope. People are getting jobs every day. I get people say, "Oh, Ty, I got that interview. I got the job," and I'm always happy when I hear things like that, because it confirms to me again that when people say there's no job in Canada, come on, you're the one that have not been in the right place. You're the one that's probably not doing the right thing. I pray that God will visit everybody, and I also hope that you put in the right mindset, that thing that you desire. You put in the right mindset, you put in the right attitude, you put in the right skill for you to be able to attain it. I hope you enjoy my video today. Giving a quick recap of all I've said so far. I know I've said a lot of things, talking about the upcoming election and this change in political system. It's been the reason why, there's been a lot of imbalance in the system, and, it's been postulated that these things will even out over time, because depending on the companies, the power that it's going to be, some companies might come in newly, and then it's going to open up more job opportunities for people. If you have to stay with friends, if you have to manage, if you have to share apartments, do so. If you have to share room, do so. Save up, save up. If you are living with your parents, don't be eager to move. Okay, get that job, stay with your parents, or start little. Think of what you can do. Yeah, I'm gonna add something after this. So think of what you can do to make things better for yourself. Observe how things are being done, ask questions, so you are not there applying as someone that does not know. Ask questions, ask what is to be ready, what can you do specially or differently to make it stand out. Consider your kids, if you're to bring them, if they're here with you, consider how you can appropriate and work with people around you to be able to cater for childcare when you're at work. Yeah, even if you're going to get that low paying job, start with it. Start with it. Consider in demand sectors, health, IT, um, trade. Consider them. And lastly, there is job in Canada. You're probably not doing the right thing yet, or God is probably making you wait for a reason. So, and I hope that God would, open your eyes to see what you have to see to do the right thing. Now, another thing I want to say is create jobs for yourself. That's the last, bonus I want to talk about. Recently, someone, told my husband that he needed someone to be driving his car. I needed the person to have a Fuji. The guy has a logistic company, but he also got his desired job, and he thought that, oh no, come on, this desired job is better than this logistics I've been on the road. And we've been looking for someone that has a Fuji for him. All he wants is the person paying him back a particular amount weekly, and then because of course he's paying back on the car. That's all it wants. So you can work, you can get Uber, you can do Uber, you can do DoorDash. If you come in and and you do your licensing, you can do Uber, you can do DoorDash, you can do skip the dish. These things people make for money from it. I heard a lady makes like 800 to 1,000 a week. That's 4K in a month. It's a lot. It's a lot, honestly. So you can do airport runs, you can network with people and say, okay, I pick people from airports. You can go to all these people that do cargo and tell them, oh, I am into logistics, I can help you, or help your client deliver their items to their doorstep for a token. You can do several other things. If you have a car, having a car is also very instrumental to getting a job in Canada. So you might want to consider this when you're planning your relocation journey, like when you're coming. I remember when I came, when my husband said, okay, we're going to pay the balance of your tuition. I said, no, please buy a car. He said, why? I said, because if you buy a car, we will not be hungry. We might not run out of money too. And eventually be able to sort out how to pay the second semester fee, because it's not even like they've been disturbing us yet. And that was what we did. And it was really very, 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 very helpful. So there's a job in Canada, and I pray that you get that job that you've been praying for. And if you probably stumble on getting that in-demand job that you don't like, enjoy the process. It's part of your story. I hope you enjoy my video today. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends. Please, please, please. Content creation is making money. Let me make money too. Well, that's just on a lighter note, please. The main aim is not about the money first. It's about passing information and helping as much as I can help. And I hope you enjoyed this video once again. Give me a thumbs up if you do. See you in my next video. Bye.